Hi everyone and welcome to today's webinar. Hopefully you've all been able to join us, and hello to anyone listening in the future on Catch Up. Welcome to, as I say, to this webinar today. Really excited to be joined by Newgen and Proventeq for why the need for modernising legal tech is now. So with us, our two presenters today are Balu, Proventeq's Chief Commercial Officer, but before co-founding the business, he worked extensively as an enterprise architect and content migration specialist for the likes of Vodafone. And then we've also got Ishan Saini from Newgen, who is a solutions consultant with more than 5 years experience working with Newgen products and delivering digital transformation and automation solutions across various different industries. First up, we've got Ishan, who's going to be talking about the modernising legal tech. So I'll hand over to you.
Thank you, Sarah, and hello, everyone. So we'll start this webinar with the modernizing legal technology and also presenting our NewgenONE digital transformation platform. So let's get started. Now, what we have seen in the industry is that business applications usually range in terms of complexity from simple departmental processes and use cases where simple and minimal information is being managed. And that spectrum broadens when we talk about enterprise-wide use cases, which become fairly complex in nature, when multiple teams need to collaborate on cases and perform their specific actions and activities in order to fulfill the case KRAs, etc. And that's where the complexity really increases, in the sense that you'd have siloed systems maintaining their specific information. You have siloed teams, and bringing them together on a common layer is the sole purpose of simplifying the complexity of these enterprise-wide use cases and processes. And that's where we present our NewgenONE digital transformation platform. And this NewgenONE digital transformation platform is consisting of 3 core pillars that we'll talk about in the coming slides in more detail. So the first one is the content services platform, which has to do with the content management, data extraction, content capture, content-centric collaboration and classification, making use of analytics, AI models for extracting relevant content and information from the documents, records being processed inside the organization. Then we have the process automation platform, which is the low-code development, business process management, and case management platform. It provides a channel-agnostic user experience to not just the employees inside the organization, but also to the stakeholders outside the organization, starting from the customers, clients, to any partners, agents, vendors that you may have. And we have capabilities for rules management, analytics, and process intelligence and insights capabilities are present for allowing you to gain relevant insights into the process. And we have robotic process automation capabilities as well, natively built inside the platform. The third one is the customer engagement platform, which revolves around communication generation, communication tracking, and distribution across multiple channels, so you can engage better with your clients, with your vendors, with your stakeholders. The idea for this slide is to highlight that while it's a common unified platform, the organizations can pick and choose the modules that they feel would meet their immediate needs, and then go on to build on the same layer, add more functionalities and add more automation use cases on the same platform. So coming to the contextual content services platform, it revolves around capturing the content from multiple sources, be it your paper documents or documents content arising out of your business and productivity applications, your emails, your social media channels, web portals, your office applications, etc. Extracting relevant data from those documents, the content that is being captured, using machine learning models to automatically classify them into multiple categories and indexing them into the centralized repository for your users to seamlessly search and manage the content at a single place. We come to the process stage where the content workflow capability is available. Multiple users can collaborate on the content. Content remediation can be done. Content creation can be done using simplified templates, and smart operations for consolidating documents, extracting relevant sections out of the documents, splitting the documents. Those kinds of operations are available. And we have a file analytics module that allows the users to extract useful information that would be necessary for any content discovery use cases that might arise in the future. Content archival deals with records management, where the organization has a policy to store and manage the documents, the records for a given time period. And that's where the records management module becomes really important. You have the retention policy, storage disposition policies being maintained, managed inside the platform for seamless records management as per the industry and regional guidelines. We have federation services. We have a very, very robust and enterprise class search capability where you can search for content, discover content using multiple search parameters, multiple search queries natively built inside the platform. Legal hold capabilities are there, which become very useful from the use case of a law firm. And then we can extend these documents, this content, using an open integration framework and standard connectors to all your business and productivity applications, because we know that the actual business users will perform the majority of their tasks in the applications that they use on a daily basis. The content management layer is just serving the purpose of managing the content at a central location and delivering the content to the right users at the right time. So that's the contextual content services platform. And some of the key benefits from your perspective as a law firm is the lawyers, the barristers, the users within the organization or outside the organization can have an anytime, anywhere access for a better handling of the litigation or matter management cases they may have. Automatical classification of documents and content can be done using the machine learning and AI models, which makes your task easier as an organization. And you know that the documents, the content are being categorized without any manual intervention. They are being categorized equally fairly, and any relevant information is being extracted automatically without your users having to go through the trouble of browsing through all the documents and categorizing them, classifying them, etc. Content collaboration is there, where content-centric workflows, advanced operations, document comparison, etc. operations are available for users to compare different documents when they're working on a case. We have powerful search features, like I said, like full text search, proximity, fuzzy search, thesaurus-based search, federated search, etc., for discovery of content whenever we are dealing with e-discovery kinds of requests. You can gain insights from the content. You can integrate with your existing legal applications to capture the content and deliver content to the right users at the right time. The system offers enterprise class security, encryption controls, and role-based access controls for better and secure governance of the content within the organization. At the same time, you stay compliant with all the industry regulations like GDPR, ISO 16175, and many more. Next, we move to the low-code process automation platform. And this is probably one of my favorite ones here, in the sense that it allows you to rapidly build and deploy use cases that range from matter management, litigation management, contract management, intellectual property related use cases, which have to do with your clients, with the multiple stakeholders that you work with, and also various internal processes like finance, service requests, IT-centric operations that can be automated on the common layer. It offers capabilities for low-code process designing in a visual manner. Case management capabilities are there to allow you to manage any exceptional scenarios on the go. Data modeling can be done to manage the data that is being handled inside a case. You can make use of business rules for automating the case routing, case allocation, case creation types of use cases. You can simulate multiple scenarios and use advanced analytical capabilities inside the platform to optimize your processes, analyze if there are any bottlenecks or hotspots inside your process. The content services layer is inbuilt within the overall platform, and it enables you to see the documents, see the content while working on a case seamlessly in the same interface. You can use AI ML capabilities within the platform or integrate with third-party AI ML engines that you may already use. And you can rapidly develop and deploy web portals that can be exposed to the external world for capturing the use cases, capturing the applications that might come from your clients or from new customers who are looking to onboard with you as a law firm. and it has multiple engagement channels, so you can engage using the platform across various channels, be it your mobile devices, be it the traditional way where someone walks into your office and wants to initiate a new case, be it the mobile channels or social media, etc. The platform supports an integration with all these channels for capturing and tracking the use cases. And some of the benefits of this platform include a reduced time to market, because the change management becomes really easy. And from your legacy or even point solutions that we see in the legal space, in the space for law firms and judiciary, uh, the change management is a headache for most of these systems, and that's where a low code platform allows you to simplify the change management process, allows you to own the overall change management process while maintaining agility with the changing business needs. You can simplify the complex automation scenarios using the low code capabilities. You can build on new use cases and applications on the same platform layer very easily, very smoothly. You can leverage the RPA capabilities for achieving last mile of automation, where you marry the best of both worlds. The low code process layer, the BPM layer, combines with the RPA to provide you the full automation suite and full automation power for from the platform. There are ready-made process accelerators available for you to use, such as accelerators for matter management, accelerators for accounts payable, intellectual property management, etc., that can be used and configured to your specific needs for a faster go live or a faster time to market when you pick up these process accelerators. And how this can be used to modernize your matter management, and in fact this is one of the use cases that we'll take up later during this presentation, is the platform allows you for automated client code creation. The case files, case assignments are created automatically and can be allocated to different users depending on their role. So it's a fee earner or a paralegal, this cases, their tasks can be allocated based on business rules, based on the defined criterias. And it can also integrate with your financial systems for generating any invoices, following up on those invoices on a timely manner, and invoice settlements can be done on the same platform, on the same process layer. The third platform that we talked about earlier is the customer engagement and customer communication management platform, where you can design your templates for communication in multiple formats. You can integrate with your business and productivity applications to get the data. You can apply business rules for a more personalized and contextualized communication to be generated in the form of an email, an SMS, a print letter, messages being sent out over WhatsApp or social media or RCS. All that can be done on the same platform, and it supports batch communication, where multiple communication output is being generated in bulk and distributed to different stakeholders or different audience. Or on-demand document and communication generation can be done, where you trigger the system via your external legal software and generate and distribute the outcome to the relevant stakeholders. Now, how NewgenONE can help you in your automation journey? We'll take an example of a global law firm who are facing with some challenges with their matter management process, and how NewgenONE will help them is something we'll discover during the next few slides. So let's take the case of Smart Solicitors, who are a global law firm. They have offices in multiple countries, and they offer legal services to an international client base ranging from high net worth individuals to large multinationals corporates. What they have today is a paper intensive process, and they have a combination of multiple legacy systems, which eventually leads to higher processing times for all of their cases. And it also flows into a client experience that becomes poorer with time. And what they want to do immediately is they want to transform and automate their process for meta management in order to reduce the turnaround time, and at the same time improve their experience of engaging with their clients. So let's take the case of how Smart Solicitors goes on their digital transformation and automation journey on NewgenONE. So they take the help of NewgenONE digital transformation platform to automate multiple aspects of their overall process. They designate a team, and their team consists of the business partner who handles the business excellence and process excellence part of it. We have the project manager, we have business analyst, operation manager, compliance officer from a compliance perspective, and then we have the technical team, which includes the software engineers, the architects, the UX designer, and the database administrator. And this team will get together and perform their relevant activities and tasks within the overall project. They want to do this project in an agile way. They want to release the minimum viable product very quickly in an agile manner on the low-code platform. And we'll see how they are able to do this using the platform capabilities. So they start with capturing the requirements of the process that they are going to design. And the requirements can be captured in the same platform in a very intuitive way. You can go into the nth level of detail. You can define what is in scope with, for this process, the MVP that they are designing. They can define what's out of scope. They are defining any dependencies with any third-party systems or any internal or external stakeholders. All the documentation can be designed, generated inside the platform, so that someone looking at a later point of time will be able to view the documentation inside the system itself. They capture all these requirements and they assign the task of data modeling to their database administrator, who goes inside the system and designs the relevant data fields that will be used during this process. So the data modeling, data architecture, all that can be done inside the system without any coding requirements. That's where the strength of the platform is very useful. But it's the real world we face with a scenario where we are hit with a pandemic, and the team is forced to go remote. They are no longer able to come to their offices. They are no longer able to maintain their internal IT systems, and that's where the platform strength is also displayed in a way that the platform is completely cloud ready. It can be deployed on public cloud infras like AWS or Azure, and you can access the platform from the comfort of your homes, staying safe, staying healthy. So the engagement shifts to a remote way, where the people remotely access using collaboration softwares like Microsoft Teams. They can collaborate on Teams or Zoom for taking toll of the progress of the overall project. So people get on Teams calls and see what is the progress. So we move ahead. The business partners, the operations manager, and the business analyst, they get together in a collaborative way, and they start designing the process on the low-code platform. And it's a visual designer. You can drag and drop components and define the routing to design the overall process on the platform. Similarly, you can define the rights on the data. So the data architecture that was designed by the administrator is now being used by the business users, and they are assigning rights to different stages in the process. The client-facing portals, etc., can be designed on the platform, both for your clients to initiate and track their cases, but also to submit any evidence and documents. And this can be exposed not just to your clients, but also the third parties who might be submitting any evidence or documents to the case. So we move ahead. The form designing can be done on the platform in a what you see is what you get manner. You can click and drop the controls on the interface and design the forms. And the forms that you design could look something like this. Of course, you can have your own themes, etc. You can beautify the user experiences. The UX designer would probably give their inputs on how the user experience, the user interfaces can be beautified, and at the same time comply to the branding and coloring guidelines that the organization follows. We can manage the master data. So any types of requests, the masters for your agents, for your registered third parties, etc., can be managed within the platform. You can create business rules in natural language using simple if-else statements or decision tables within the platform, and this will dictate how your case allocation, case management will be handled. You can configure workspaces for your users. The workspaces are nothing but the dashboards that the users will see when they are working on the case. They can filter down on the cases in terms of priority, in terms of types of claims, the types of cases that they are working on. So probably someone needs to work on an employment claim first. They can filter down those cases, work on those cases before taking time out to work on the others. The platform offers very comprehensive reporting and dashboarding capabilities, where multiple reports and dashboards can be designed and allocated to different roles, different users. So a paralegal would have a different kind of a dashboard than someone in the client partner team, or the business team, or the operations team. So these dashboards can be personalized, can be allocated to different users. So finally, when the MVP is designed, they go through multiple iterations of testing and releasing this MVP, and they can take a decision virtually whether they want to go ahead, or there are some iterations that need to be done in order to complete the process or optimize the process. So the go no go decisions can be done. Assuming that everything is fine, they launch the process for the business users, and then they can use the low code capability to build upon this process, this MVP that they have designed quickly in a matter of few days or few weeks. So this was the automation and digital transformation journey that Smart Solicitors took. So what are the key takeaways for us? Why low code is important, and why NewgenONE is the right platform of choice for you as a law firm. We'll take a case study of NewLaw solicitors. They are a law firm based out of UK, and they wanted to automate their small injury claims process, which was a guideline issued by the Ministry of Justice in UK. And this is something that they did with NewgenONE low-code process automation platform. They automated the entire end-to-end journey of small injury claims, including the client-facing portals, the integrations with the Ministry of Justice systems, etc. They wanted a platform that they could manage very easily without need of coding. They wanted a platform that was secure and that could automate their tasks and allowed their clients to self-service their cases in order to reduce their costs. So that's where the NewgenONE low-code automation platform provided that capability to them to design the processes. And using the platform, they were able to achieve more than 300% improvement in the average claim submission time that they saw before the Newgen platform was included in their IT landscape. The flexibility was very high with the low-code workflow designer. They could very easily make changes to the workflow in order to meet the changing needs dynamics of the market. The scalability support was there. So they are in the process of adding different processes on the same platform layer. They were able to seamlessly integrate and exchange data with the internal and external systems, and the case prioritization and allocation was automated to meet the designated SLAs as specified by NewLaw. And their project lead, in fact, came out and said that Newgen eventually ticked all the boxes and then went ahead and provided additional flexibility to them as an organization. And it became clear to them that Newgen and NewLaw were a like-minded business, and we understood the landscape, we understood what were their challenges, and we designed a solution for them that benefited them in a quick manner, in a comprehensive manner. So why to invest in a low-code platform? Number one, obviously, is cost reduction. So you can standardize your processes across multiple business lines, across multiple use cases and departments. You can better serve your existing clients, especially when the market is contracting and you want to improve your client experience, improve your customer experience. You can stay ahead of the competition, obviously, on the low-code platform, where you can launch new and innovative services very rapidly, very easily, like the example we just took. You can expand and add new processes and use cases on the platform, and you can fully own and manage all the change management within the platform without any dependency on a third party or a vendor. It's a low-code platform. It's a do-it-yourself kind of a system where you can own the complete change management yourself. And why NewgenONE? NewgenONE is a proven platform. We've been in the industry for more than 25 years now, and we have experience of automating hundreds to thousands of complex business applications with legacy systems, with modern applications, with full integration and a low maintenance. It simplifies the clutter of different point solutions that you would need to manage, and different, user experiences, siloed systems that could be there into a common consolidated stack. It's a platform that is being recommended by leading analysts and consulting firms across the globe. And you're dealing with Newgen as a single technology vendor for all your content and workflow centric needs. Being a low code platform stack, it's quicker to implement, and it allows you to have a true digital transformation using the configurable frameworks provided within the NewgenONE. So that brings me to an end of my presentation. I'll pass it on to Sarah for taking next.
Thank you. Actually, we'll hand over to Balu now, who's going to look at how law firms can modernise their case management. Ah, great. I think he's already got his slides up and running. So I'll hand over to you, Balu.
Okay, thanks, Sarah, for it. Let me just share the screen. Okay, display settings. Cool. Thanks. Okay. Thanks, Ishan, for providing a a pretty detailed insight about the Newgen platform. So let me take you through the how law firm can modernize their case management platform. How we can help in that space. So a lawyer creates roughly 100,000 pages of information a year, most of which is highly sensitive, which means this needs, the case data needs to be comply with the security and regulatory compliance within the country where they operate. So the challenge we see predominantly is a lot of the time the customers, the law customers are hindered with their legacy content management systems or case management platforms, hindering this whole digital experience journey. If you look at it in the last 2 years, during the pandemic time, we've seen a digital transformation worth 2 years worth of a transformation has been done over a period of 2 months, which means a lot of companies, organizations like law firms adopted cloud, adopted modern workplace practices, like going in and using platforms like Teams and Zoom for enabling their workforce to work, to enable the workforce to work on remote work and other areas. So the key concerns within that areas are security weakness, which means how do we balance the security with the right accessibility? How do we bring the case management system without hindering the collaboration processes, which means, as I alluded earlier, the secure real-time collaboration and sharing is a new norm. The other challenges which law firms facing at the minute is the chaotic internal file organization, which means how do we organize the content within the case management system, the documents sitting in various legacy systems, how we can bring those data together to offer a single streamlined customer experience. So a lot of the time, customers are constrained by the complex, expensive licensing structures of some of the popular platforms used by the law firms, and there is a real need for modernizing those systems. So how do we get there? So how does a modernization looks like for a law firm? So a lot of the law firms use digital work enabled by their existing Microsoft licenses, because most of the law firms have a Microsoft licenses, and they must be using platforms like Teams to enable the secure remote working and other practices during this pandemic time. So how do we go from there in order to achieve the next level of the digital transformation? So the key benefits in terms of modernizing the digital processes are try to simplify the content processes by digitizing them where possible. Try to remove the paper-based processes and digitize those areas. Look at the true and secure collaboration scenarios, using the modern collaboration platforms like the likes of Zoom or Teams, and integrate that into their case management platforms, which would lead into the need of modernizing the legacy case management platform, which can integrate with a secure collaboration platforms to achieve the paperless office objectives. The other aspect we need to look at is how legal firms can bring AI in content management to automate the maintained day-to-day task, something which Newgen, Ishan mentioned earlier in the Newgen platform. There are low-code capabilities enabled in it so that the law firms can quickly digitize the manual processes supported by AI processes. The last aspect, but it's not the least, is how do we digitize the client interactions? Because a lot of the time, especially in the current world, everybody access, every customer interaction or a client interaction needs to be, self-service, which would mean that there is a need for client interaction through a secure client portal. So all of these benefits are, the need of the hour at the minute for the legal technology. And that's a core, the core areas to be looked at. So how we can help in that journey. So how do we see the digital transformation in practice from Proventeq perspective? Proventeq has been in the business since last 2007. We are continuously investing and building the business content transformation areas. So we say that a dysfunctional legacy ECM system with outdated technology and old ways of working erodes every part of your business. So what we can help you is Proventeq provides an enterprise-grade business content migration products and services across a wider spectrum of industry segments. It's going to be, legacy ECM platforms, content service, moving those legacy ECM platforms into modern content services platforms to really create a true business impact in terms of productivity improvements to increase employee effectiveness and performance for collective harnessing of knowledge. So we offer within our intelligent content solutions 4 pillars or 4 components. The first part is content insights, which is all about understanding the business content sitting in your existing systems and try to derive actionable insights against those content items so that you can make some meaningful actions, such as a lot of the time your legacy content management systems or case management systems may have a lot of data sitting there for many years, and there is a process needs to be a need to really analyze that data, understand the redundant and obsolete and trivial data, so that you can make some actions against those those content items sitting in those systems. The second aspect we do is a classify process. So we use some intelligent document processing and classification capability using our own AI and deep learning technologies. We can also integrate into external AI platforms where necessary. This has become very useful when you have a lot of scanned documents. You want to extract certain type of information out of that to integrate into a case management system or other document management system to enrich the metadata aspects. Example, keeping data in a Newgen document management system, you need to add a certain level of information. Then you can use the classify products. The third component in our solution is the migrator solution, which is a high throughput intelligent migration, which has been something we have been developing since last 13 years and is evolving quite rapidly. And there's a lot of many man years worth of engineering going into this product. So this product enables you to consolidate and rationalize your legacy platforms, ECM systems, and other document management systems into a modern content service platforms like Newgen as an example, so that you can bring all these MATTEC content sitting in multiple document management systems into a single platform, so that you can offer a better ROI, a better way to serve your customers. The fourth component in our content solution stack is Organizer, which allows you to synchronize the content between so you might have, you might be using a platform like Newgen, but there may be a need to synchronize your data with organize your data with your secure collaborative platforms like Teams and SharePoint. And that's where our organizer product can come into play, which can really do a synchronization between platforms like CSP platform like Newgen with a modern secure collaboration platform like SharePoint or other EFSS tool like Signite and others. So we actively support 15 source connectors in terms of helping our customers to rationalize and migrate their content onto a modern content service platforms like Newgen or other systems. From a legal perspective or kind of a domain perspective, we come across quite a lot of customers who want to rationalize from iManage, eDocs, OpenText, Documentum and others. These are the kind of popular connectors we come across, in terms of moving their matter-related documents and moving into a modern cloud-based content services platform. So how do we, where we implemented these solutions? So as an example, we implemented our content analytics and migration product to a transatlantic law firm called McAllister Oliveres. They had 4 separate iManage worksite systems. According to them, it's no longer fit for modern business practice. So we seamlessly migrate them to a modern workplace platform so that they can securely collaborate with their customers, their partners, especially in the current ways of working, remotely. They can flexibly and remotely collaborate with associates and co-counsels. I think we have a comment from their internal project lead. They said working with Proventeq allowed us to figure out all the different mechanics of how to migrate and restructure of content. They allowed us to have a clean break and start working immediately in the new system. The second scenario is we worked with a North American-based customer in their legal department, Air Lease Corporation. They provide the airlines for lease with various other airline companies in the world. So the company was using Microsoft 365. They had few users were using iManage system, and there was being provided by a third-party managed service provider with a very restrictive support, and there was a need to really rationalize that data onto their existing CSP platform of Microsoft 365. And Proventeq transferred up to 10 years or up to complete the metadata onto SharePoint, 10 years worth of data they had resided in that platform. We migrated over to the SharePoint online platform. And maintain the highest security without compromising the usability. This is again, the project was well taken, well accepted within the business in terms of providing the improved collaboration and remote working capabilities offered by the Microsoft 365 platform and SharePoint. That's one of the other use case. I think that's pretty much it from my side, and I will hand it over to Sarah and take any questions.
Yeah, I'm just also, before we jump straight into questions, I'll just do a little sort of quick intro on both companies. So thank you, Balu and Ishan, obviously there for your words on why the need for modernising legal tech is now. And if you weren't already aware about Proventeq, is a few bits of accreditation. So global leaders in intelligent content management, and there's a few of the sort of the partners that that Proventeq work with. If we just quickly skip on to the next slide, and you'll just be able to see some of the sort of the stats there. I think Balu, if you just click through. But anyway, I can tell you a bit more about Proventeq if you didn't already know. So UK based since 2007, helping the global customers enable digital workplaces with AI-powered software, as Balu was saying, and professional services built upon MS, SharePoint, Teams, Sure, Liferay, specializing in migration from non-Microsoft platforms to modern content services platforms like Newgen, as we've just been saying, and Microsoft 365, and really looking at the collaboration, obviously, there between the two. There's a whole host of services as well, including content discovery and analysis, like Balu was saying, digital experience management, intelligent process automation, lots of which would obviously be useful to law firms. We do just click through and continue through the presentation. I can just tell you a bit more about Newgen and some of their accreditations. Yeah, Balu, I think you're still presenting. If you can click through to the next slide.
I got some technical challenges here. Not taking me to some reason my screen got frozen.
I don't know if I can take over presenting. Please, then.
Yeah, I can.
Recognizes. So I've got a bit more information about Newgen and some of their accreditations, some names that you recognise. So they're leading the global provider of unified digital transformation platforms and publicly traded company, 90 million plus annual revenue, more than 550 customers across 72 countries. Success stories across multiple industries, one of those key industries obviously being the legal sector. 44 patents filed, 20 approved, and consistently recognised, as you saw on the previous slide, by Gartner and Forrester since 2009. So we've just got some obviously contact details there. And then we did just have a few questions, I think, from some of our audience. One of those was from Tom here, who's migrating for iManage, wants to know how that would work with reference to migrating matters into the new Newgen system. I'm not sure who's best to answer that first, Ishan or Balu.
Yeah, I'll take that, Sarah. So we can import the in-flight cases from the iManage system or any other case management system into our platform as part of the project. But we do recommend as a standard implementation practice that any in-flight cases may be closed in their existing systems, and any new cases can be taken up in the NewgenONE platform once the system goes live. But again, this is more of an implementation practice and an implementation question. We do have experience migrating cases out of the iManage and other case management systems like Proclaim, etc., into the Newgen case management and local platform. Not sure if that answers the question.
Yeah, I hope that does. Yeah, if there's any follow-up, obviously, contact details on the screen there. If you need any more information. So we've got another one here from Marco asking about the migration process again. Can you see that one, Ishan? Are you able to answer that? I haven't got the question on my screen at the moment.
Yeah, so I think I can take that question. So predominantly, how do we migrate the matters existing, whether it is iManage or other platforms into Newgen? In this scenario, as I said, Proventeq as a company, we have a product which enables customers, to rationalize their legacy ECM, documents it's in, whether an iManage, eDocs, or any other platforms, and bring those data into a modern platform like Newgen. So we restructure the content sitting in the legacy system and make sure that it can meaningfully, manage within the cases within the Newgen platform. So the case gets created and the tool gets automatically associate relevant documents pertaining to those particular case related. Is there any other questions, Sarah? Or
Nope, I think that was everything. Unless Ishan, you have anything else to add, I think we'll leave it there for today. Thank you everyone for joining, and hopefully that was really insightful into obviously the need for modernising legal tech, particularly given the current climate and obviously the last 18 months we've all been through. If you do want have any follow-up questions or want to find out any more, like I say, take a look at either Newgen or Proventeq's website. And both our teams will be in contact with you to follow up and answer any more questions that you have. That's final words. Thank you so much for joining, and I look forward to speaking with you all soon.
Thank you, everyone.
thanks, everyone. Appreciate it.